Well, hello there. I didn't see you. My name's Josh Sanders and I'm a professional wakeboarder. When I was younger, I heard a great quote in a movie. It went, "Get busy living or get busy dying."
That quote still sticks with me today as I try to live my life to the fullest. Family and friends, travelling and riding. Making each and every day count. Enjoying the sport I love. And thinking of new ways to make unforgettable experiences. So I had an idea. Chronicle my journeys, my experiences, my ideas. Follow my projects from beginning to end, whether it's a world record or just a session in a faraway land. Be there for the laughs, the cries, the lands, the falls, the early mornings and the late nights. And of course, all the ideas along the way. I'm Josh Sanders, and this is my idea. "5,000 years ago, in early civilization Egypt, the kings of the time set out on an adventure to build one of the 7 wonders of the world, the pyramids. Since then, this arid desert country has worked hard to keep pace with modern times, even seeing some Western influence on occasion. But let's face facts. A commitment to its historical roots and a large traditional Muslim population doesn't exactly equal open arms to modern extreme sports like wakeboarding. With that challenge in mind, and 5 millennia after the kings built the pyramids, my friends and I have travelled here to set out on our own adventure.
Hey, Ahmed, you know where we're going? This looks a little dodgy.
Oh, check it out. There's the pyramids.
Oh, see, right there. I hope it's a good spot that we can, you know what I mean?
The pyramids are right there, so it can't be that bad. And we can't be
I just want to have
away.
like a good view. So it's like, 'cause that's the whole point, you know? We come to Egypt, otherwise we could have just done it in Orlando. So this is it.
Wow. Plenty of room.
It's pretty cool, huh? Let's go have a look up the top.
Let's go check this thing out.
What about this? This is still steep.
Yeah, but this is better.
I don't know, you do this all the time, so.
It's not going to be easy.
What's not going to be easy? My latest idea, build a 100-foot rail slide over land in front of the pyramids and slide it on my wakeboard without dying.
What if we have the start pool here and then the rail down into that
And then just
bit?
bring in dirt and put a dam up right here?
A few months ago back in Orlando, when I came up with the idea, I started to talk with my friend Ryan about a project of this magnitude. Ryan runs a company called Step Up Productions, which specialises in projects of this sort. And he is the best in the business.
I'm a little concerned.
In order to pull off this ridiculous idea, we first needed to build 2 100-foot pools in the desert and then fill them with water. Next, we'd have to build a 100-foot rail slide, and finally, when the cameras were rolling, get pulled by a winch from one pool over the rail slide, safely landing in the other pool.
It's a pretty insane concept in my world. He also wants to do like a 100-foot rail, which, you know, when you're going over land, there's so many things that can go wrong. I don't know what's doable and what's not. My next instant problem is that we're doing it in a foreign country that we know nothing about.
Yeah, take it down there.
Todd Coggins has been my best friend since I moved to America 10 years ago. He's my roommate and a character, to say the least. Todd also happens to work with Ryan and was an important piece to involve if we're going to get this done right. In my opinion, assembling the right team was crucial to the success of this trip. And with those two, we had the best so far.
I think ultimately the work ethic and the aspect of being able to complete such an ominous task is there. Josh just trusts us, you know, like he knows that it's not just build a rail, get the job done, do your thing. It's we care about him, he's important to us. It's a vested interest, everybody's safety and well-being and success of the situation.
We just got to start shoveling.
Can we hire
Todd,
some of these guys?
get a shovel. All right, sweet.
To put together the ultimate team, though, there was one more person that needed to be added. Yep, Jono. Some of you may remember my dad from my last idea at home in Australia. He was the backbone to the project, even though sometimes he did things a little different than scripted.
About all this is leave the engineering side to me. I've got faith in your writing, have faith in my engineering skills. Well,
You're making me nervous.
Okay, all right.
We'll see
It'll
how
all
we
be
go.
fine. While we were doing the houseboat thing, he was already talking about the next project, and Egypt came up in the conversation, and I just thought, Egypt as if.
John has tremendous knowledge of all sorts of projects, and of course, he always adds a lot of fun.
I've told everyone here, Dad, that you know how to do stuff, so don't you got to like pretend like you know the answers. Come on,
Yeah.
you've got to have something real profound. Tell
I
us.
haven't got the answer to this land. I don't know.
Come on,
It's,
Jono.
I
I
don't
know you've got the answer.
Until they start excavating, you won't know what you got. When he kind of outlined what his plans were, and I just thought, I couldn't see that it would be possible to do it. But then the more he explained, well, maybe it could be a goer. We've done other stuff before that I thought wasn't possible, and we pulled it off. So, we'll see what happens.
A project of this magnitude requires lots of planning and has to be executed in stages. Phase 1 would require usable private land not far from the pyramids, big enough to accommodate our setup, but with the pyramids still prominent enough in the background. That would be crucial. But before we could get to Phase 1, we need to get some help from the inside, someone who spoke the language, someone with connections who knew the country. Enter Romy Abu Omar.
Hello?
Romy.
Hey, Stash, what's up?
Romy was an old friend who lived right down the street from me and Todd when we first moved in together. Romy was born and raised in Cairo and now works in Orlando. But his family still live in Cairo, and ironically enough, they own a construction company.
Looking into that stuff's going to be pretty easy. Finding this stuff should be pretty easy.
You should maybe come with us.
When Josh told me the first time that he wanted to go to Egypt and he had his idea, I was actually amazed, really excited, and eager to tackle a project of this caliber that I've never done before. I just knew that it was going to be a hard job.
Romy was going to be the point man for a lot of stuff. Stuff like organising logistics between us and the Egyptian government and administration, and organising the building supplies. There must have been 101 permits and red tape we had to go through. Romy seemed very confident, though, that with the help of his family, everything would be smooth. Little did we know.
I'm gonna risk everything to do this project with or without a permit.
that was going to be the easy part, and now we're still.
I said it would. I didn't say it would be easy to get. I said it would be easy to apply and try and get.
By the time we finally settled into Egypt, we had many concerns. I think in general we were a little naive in our approach to how simple we thought the adventure would be. Our large crew, made up of Australians and Americans, were used to things being fairly straightforward, but we were quickly learning things worked a little differently in the desert. Despite thinking and being assured before we left that all the proper paperwork and all the proper credentials had been taken care of, things began to unravel quickly. On arrival, all our camera gear was confiscated, the winch was held up in customs, and we hadn't even made it into Cairo. We were told there were issues with our general filming permits, as well as our pyramid permits. Our tools and some of our equipment were also not cleared by customs. And then, to top it all off, after we arrived, the location we had secured for the project was now being rejected despite being permitted before we flew over. But we weren't going to give up. There was too much into this now, and we wouldn't be stopped. Finally, we got some help clearing up the paperwork from the Egyptian Tourist Board. As for the rest of the issues, we realised things weren't that different from back home. There was one language everybody talked: money.
Sam, how you doing?
With that said, Rommy's cousin Sam came into the picture. Now apparently Sam and Robbie were not that close, but Sam was a mover and a shaker, and from what he told us, he could get anything done, for a price of course. Now Sam was the one who found this property. He was the one who was going to help us with the excavation of the land. And as the trip progressed, he would help us with everything else we needed.
This kind of stuff, that's why we're gonna get some loads of
dirt?
sand. That's what I was telling you, I think the best way is to get like sandbag to make it like an edge.
Sam had lived in the States for a while, but now lived in Cairo. It was tough to get a reading on Sam. After all, he was a used car salesman back in the States. But at this point, we were out of options and ready to roll the dice with Sam.
Yeah, I'll make sure, I get it as close as possible to what you want, because, I really don't know exactly. When you give me a print for what you want, that's what's gonna help me more. So start pool, the trim, and the landing pool.
So this next phase was to have Sam and his crew bring in the bulldozers and dig some pools. We needed the start pool to be 100 feet long, and it only needed to be a couple of feet deep. But we did need the landing pool to be at least 100 feet long, 50 feet wide, and 6 feet deep. We mapped out exactly where the pools were going to be built, paid Sam his fee, and kept our fingers crossed that he would come through with the goods.
I like it.
Deal.
Cousin Sam coming through in the clutch.
I like it.
Okay,
You're
good.
the man, cousin Sam.
You're the man.
Yeah. Well,
Save you guys all.
we hope so. We hope you are. Back in Orlando, when the plan first started to come together, we all thought it would probably be a good idea to build a practice of what we're going to do in Egypt.
The goal in Josh's backyard is to create something quite similar to what we'll see in Egypt. At least that way we have a little practice time, a little something to get him accustomed to what we're going to do when we get over there.
We thought it would be important for us to build a rail very similar to the world record rail we're going to build in front of the pyramids. So we built a rail using the same dimensions as we had planned to build in Egypt, but a little shorter. We built a start pool that I would get pulled up from onto the rail. This pool would have to be identical dimensions as what we were going to build in Cairo. In Orlando, I was going to be sliding over mostly water and landing in a nice deep lake. In Egypt, however, it was over hard desert into a small, shallow pool. But with some good practice, it wouldn't be a problem. The other extremely important thing was for us to work out how the winch worked. The winch was going to pull me from the pool, over the rail, and into the landing pool. So we wanted to test out the speed and the torque the winch would provide when I was sliding over something this big. The winch can be a bit sporadic at times, so the more time we spent working with it, the better. Now with Ryan, Todd and my wife Katie anxiously looking on, I was ready to give it a shot.
Good practice. We learned something. We're in trouble.
It's going to be longer in Egypt, less water, all over land.
Yeah.
We should definitely try to make it
I don't know
straight.
why we even tried
And you
to
guys
do
are
this
good.
one. This is not going to help us at all.
Sounds like a great idea, Josh. Yeah. I don't know, definitely we got some tweaks to make, but I'm glad we did this and we didn't find out over the land.
Yeah, yeah. No, and you made it, you know, you made the marks that we needed to make for Egypt.
ولقد تركناها آية فهل من مدكر.
This is the lumberyard, you're right.
This is Egypt's version of Home Depot. This is pretty sweet.
Who do we write the order with? Can we get
That young man with the
whoever? Hey, do you guys work here? Do you work here? Speak English? No. Oh, okay. No. Can we talk to someone out there? Do you speak English? We need plywood. Plywood? Yeah, like this. We need 12 sheets of this. So we just need to.
We're just gonna make a list.
A list of what we need. So we're in a lumber yard trying to order lumber, but I got a feeling we're not going to get lumber. We're going to get 16 chickens, a bunch of tomatoes, and a few watermelons show up because I don't think Romy really speaks Arabic properly by the look of how everything else has worked out. But let's give it a try.
Okay.
Are we good? We know what we're getting? All right, let's go over to the other place.
Ryan, you know where the plywood is. You gotta
Hey, Jono's allowed to grab whatever he wants because they think he works here. All right, let's work out a price here.
Figure it out. I'm gonna do some more
£50, everything.
Just wrap this up.
Yeah.
One of the things that's just off to me is that I'm in feet, and these are metrics, and the sizes don't match up with the stuff that we sent over from the States. So it's just kind of crazy. We're gonna have to just build as we go and make it happen, make it fit.
Yeah, that's just sheets of ply, right? You'll get that order and we work out a price, and then you guys work out, and then delivery. We need it on Monday.
عد بالعربي 200
صور
مليين 500 ديبوزيت انا عليك لا حرام كده اديله وصل يبقى
But was the other place this crazy?
The other place was crazier,
Like almost like
but
a little bit.
but had everything that we had.
The goal had always been to take a trip down to the resort of El Guna on the Red Sea while Sam was digging our pools. It was about a 6-hour trip through the desert. But along the way, we got to sample some local flavour. Of course, Jono took it a little too far. El Guna is a magnificent resort right on the Red Sea. It's built around an enormous lagoon and is popular with the rich and the wealthy around the Middle East and Europe. The reason for this stop on the trip was so I could get some riding in, but more importantly, to test out the winch again now that we had arrived in Egypt. It was really important for us to be comfortable with how it operated before it was going to pull me over 100 feet of desert. We want to use the winch here in El Gouna and try out the winch before we go to the pyramids, because otherwise we don't know how the pull's going to be, what speed. We'd prefer to do it somewhere like this, iron out the kinks, and then we can go there a little more confident. In El Gouna, we met up with Marcel and Water, founders of Orange Concept, a company that provides wakeboarding and other water sports at the resort. They were from Holland, and they were great guys who would help us with anything we needed while we were in town.
They're over
Nice
here
to meet you, man.
helping out,
Marcel.
helping out with the rail and stuff like that we're going to build. So pretty sick spot you guys have got here. We've just been up in Cairo, which is total different feel. Good to finally be here and get somewhere where we can do some wakeboarding. So what's the story? We're able to head out and go
ready.
for a ride?
We've got a mastercraft for you, or a Boomba.
Yeah.
What you like?
Yeah.
We are always looking to get people over who are famous and famous in their sport, especially wakeboarding. We had several other wakeboarders here, but to have a person of the caliber of Josh here is for us like a dream come true. And when Marcel told me, man, I'm in contact with Josh Sanders, I said, whoa.
With some riding under our belt, it was time to find a location to build a small rail to test out the winch. Walter took us to a couple of spots where he thought we could pull this off. One of them happened to be this amazing pool next to the lagoon.
Yeah.
If we can do this spot, perfect. Maybe still look at one more spot, just in case.
Yeah.
But this will work sweet. This will be exactly what we need.
After we negotiated with the hotel, we were given the green light and it was time to get to work.
So
Okay,
we
so
hope
we-
that it works. We
Part
want
of
to
the
try
story
it.
is like to get used to it, you know.
We want
and
to try it
you know,
somewhere where, yeah, it's not over 100 feet of desert.
Marcel and Water set us up with a lumber distributor.
Just 2.5. Yeah, 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters.
Now this is where Ryan and Todd make their money. They are the best and have done this so many times, it's like a walk in the park. And right off the bat, it seemed even Jono with his unique outlook fit right in, although at times I could sense he felt like he wanted to argue his ideas. I think he realised though there needed to be one voice moving forward if we're going to have success over here. The team was looking solid, despite some obvious communication issues.
Take as much as we want.
I normally get my point across wherever I go, so whether it's sign language or, you know, that's, I guess, the Australian way. We stick it up them sort of thing, you know.
No, I think just build it if we can in that car park, right next to the pool.
Ah, okay.
Where we first went.
You don't need electricity?
No, I got battery and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll just build it there and then we take it
Yeah,
across.
sure.
Or they build it there and I
Sure.
sit in the pool.
Me too.
Sounds good.
We sit
Yeah.
in the pool.
In the morning, I needed to get out on the water again. The guys didn't need my help building the rail, so I was going to take advantage of riding in Egypt. Not the flattest water I've ever ridden on, but certainly amazing just getting out on the Red Sea.
I got some forecast news, clear skies with blue. Come get zero up, let me show one only you. Whatever you choose, would that be you? And that's cool. Let's all move.
As one unit, know the position, assume it. Your hands up, butt cheeks out as you consume it. We got the grease to get your mouth lathering in. We got the.
I guess all we have left to do is skin the rail with these pipes, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we should put them up one at a time. It'll be a lot easier, in my opinion.
Todd, I don't know. I think maybe we should maybe screw them together and then put them both up at the same time.
Yeah, if we connect them and put them there, it's a lot easier to do. We drank way too many beers last night. We horsed around.
Well, if that's the way you want to do it, that's the way you want to do it.
Wherever you are, come on now. Let's get in touch. You'll be alright if you just get in touch.
Clear as space, embrace your fears. Here with my peers as we're soaking up this atmosphere. Loud and clear, nice and slow. Just let this show pick up your mind till we're feeling one collective flow. So leave your drama at home when you hit the door. While we bomb you with notes as you hit the floor. Call your mama if you're home late, cause you score. So go on, come up to our zone with report.
I couldn't believe this was happening. Going up for a trick called a hoochie glide, I felt this pop in my shoulder. This was not going to be good.
All right. I think I've torn my pec. The good news is it's on my right arm, which if I hit the rail, I can probably still hit the rail. But the bad news is it's popped like a mother.
I've been hurt enough in my career to know this wasn't going to get better overnight. And still, there was so much to do here in Egypt. I was supposed to hit the rail tomorrow in El Gouna, and of course the world record rail in Cairo was now in jeopardy.
It fully just like went ping.
Lucky enough, El Gouna